Meet Komi Amane, a guy who's already mastered the brooding main character look because he's vertically challenged in a world of NBA-sized background characters. He's convinced his height means a 0% chance of a social life, but right on cue, he hits us with the "I fell in love" monologue because it's a rom-com and the universe legally owes him a plot hook. If only his chin-propping skills were as tall as his classmates, maybe he'd see the big and cute destiny coming for him.
Enter our leading lady, Obinata Asumi, who's currently hovering over her classmates like a friendly skyscraper in a school vest. Look at those two background NPCs. They're basically at elbow height, making her look like a benevolent giantess, just trying to have a chat without headbutting a ceiling fan. She's officially the big and cute reason why Amane's neck is about to be stuck at a permanent 45-degree angle. Obinata doesn't just have great posture and a big heart, which is classic manga speak for her spine working overtime to support those proportions. She's also a literal MMA weapon who could probably kick a hole through the gym ceiling. While the classroom hobbits fawn over their new skyscraper queen for being so cool, our boy Amane is back at his desk, doing his best lonely observer impression. Honestly, he's probably just calculating the exact degree of neck strain he'll need to endure just to make eye contact with this beautiful, high-kicking kaiju.
While the girls fawn over Asumi's big and sweet vibe, Amane is busy taking being called cute as a personal slur.
Typical short king behavior. Meanwhile, in the locker room, the background NPCs are busy simping for the more standard-sized kawaii-san because Asumi's skyscraper energy is apparently too much for their fragile egos to handle. But look at our boy tightening his tie with the intensity of a noir detective. He's officially the only one who appreciates the true majesty of a girl who could accidentally bench press the entire classroom.
It's Sister's birthday, and after failing the blueberry quest, Amane is heading home with a consolation strawberry cake and zero situational awareness. He manages to pull a physics-defying knockback off a literal human skyscraper, which he naturally mistakes for a brick wall, since his eye level is currently calibrated for doorknobs. Now he's sprawled on the pavement, staring up at a looming shadow that's about to make his neck problems way worse. Honestly, buddy, look where you're going.
Amane's eye level just shifted from doorknobs to towering goddess, as Obinata apologizes with enough intensity to potentially headbutt the pavement. One look at the box confirms the birthday cake has been squashed into a sugary crime scene. But our friendly skyscraper isn't about to let him walk away empty-handed. Recognizing the high-end brand, she basically kidnaps Amane to go buy a replacement. Honestly, if you're gonna get your life flashed before your eyes by a human kaiju, you might as well get a free upgrade and a date out of it.
So they arrive at Sato Rei's, only for our giantess to realize she's left her wallet in a completely different zip code. After Amane buys 2 cakes and survives a barrage of 90-degree apology bows that could honestly trigger a seismic event, he decides to pivot from awkward short king to smooth operator. He hits her with the "let's eat the smushed one together" line. Honestly, using a sugary crime scene to secure a date is a total pro-gamer move.
They sit down to destroy the evidence, and Amane's having a total revelation because Obinata thinks a free plastic spoon is the height of luxury. Look at her go. Sparkles everywhere, crumbs on her face, and enough yummy energy to make our boy forget his chronic neck strain for 5 seconds. Amane is officially short-circuiting over the big and cute combo, gulping like he's just realized his towering kaiju is actually a giant cinnamon roll. Back on the streets, Amane is busy nursing his short king trauma and vowing to never catch feelings again, right before his heart immediately betrays him with a massive growth spurt. He spots Obinata's unmistakable silhouette and pulls a total rookie move by yelling her name out loud, instantly regretting his complete lock of an inner monologue. Now they're locked in a high-tension stare-down, and honestly, if his feelings get any bigger, he might finally hit the eye level he's been dreaming of.
Behold, the human lighthouse turns around with enough shoujo sparkles to blind a small village. She hits him with a cheery "Komi-kun" and a wave. Looking so radiant, the manga literally has to remind us she's even bigger, as if her taking up 80% of the frame wasn't a dead giveaway. Honestly, Amane's heart doesn't stand a chance against a girl who's basically a walking solar flare in a school vest. Amane's brain has officially hit the Windows shutdown chime because his feelings just spilled out with the grace of a dropped tray of cafeteria food. Look at that forehead twitch. He's either having a romantic epiphany or a mild aneurysm from trying to process this much height at once. He drags her aside like he's about to serve her legal papers, only to stand there vibrating with the intensity of a malfunctioning pager. Honestly, buddy, if your mind is going blank now, just wait until you realize your eye level is currently calibrated directly for her school tie. Our boy Amane is currently vibrating with the intensity of a malfunctioning pager, trying to confess his feelings while his brain is clearly stuck in safe mode. He accidentally drops the ultimate social landmine by telling a girl with a massive height complex that it keeps growing bigger every day, which is sweet for a confession, but Obinata hears a growth spurt insult and immediately folds into a human pretzel of despair. She's gone from a majestic lighthouse to a weeping heap on the pavement in record time, leaving Amane standing there wondering if he just accidentally ended his rom-com career before the first commercial break. Amane is currently experiencing a total mental blue screen because his confession just landed with the grace of a lead balloon, while background NPCs twist the knife by gossiping about how being short is an automatic dating death sentence. Look at that but dump heart effect. He thinks things can't get any worse, but our skyscraper queen is currently having a vertical identity crisis right on the sidewalk. She's down there contemplating her future as a human beanstalk, leaving Amane to hit us with a legendary "what?" as he realizes his romantic peak just turned into a height insecurity horror show. Amane realizes he's accidentally height-shamed his favorite human skyscraper and pivots to full damage control, screaming that his feelings are the only things hitting a growth spurt. While Obinata is busy folding into a human pretzel of vertical insecurity, our boy drops a confession so loud the background lines are literally vibrating with secondhand embarrassment. He's officially screamed "I like you" with enough intensity to power a small city, proving that height doesn't matter when you're this desperate to stop a crying kaiju. Amane is currently sweating harder than a guy trying to explain his search history, desperately asking if he's actually got a shot after that public screaming confession. Asumi is busy playing the world's most emotional game of peekaboo, but then she drops the "more than a chance" bomb that effectively ends his short king suffering in one hit. Honestly, her blush is so intense it's probably visible from the moon, leaving our boy's brain to completely short-circuit as he realizes he's accidentally speedrun his way into a relationship with a human lighthouse. And just like that, our new power couple collapses into a synchronized tactical squat because their hearts are officially redlining from the mutual cuteness. Amane is clutching his chest like he's having a literal cardiovascular event over his top-grade tall and cute girlfriend, while Asumi is busy weeping into her palms like she just won a Lifetime Achievement Award for being a skyscraper. Honestly, they're both short-circuiting so hard they've forgotten how legs work. Congrats, buddy. You've secured the human lighthouse. Now try not to die from the sheer sugar overload. Amane is officially living the short king dream, strutting down the street with enough cheery energy to power a small village now that he's bagged a literal human lighthouse. Since apparently a height difference is a felony in manga high schools, they're playing it cool and meeting up after class like two spies on a mission to avoid the peanut gallery. Just look at that snicker. Our boy is currently creeping up behind Asumi with the stealth of a ninja, though he's mostly just aiming for a backpack that sits comfortably at his own eye level. Amane thinks he's being a smooth operator by sneaking up for a classic jump scare,
But he clearly forgot his girlfriend's reflexes are calibrated for a high-stakes MMA tournament. Asumi's fight or flight response is apparently set to Olympic gymnast because she hits him with a series of physics-defying backflips that would make a ninja look lazy. Look at that landing. She's gone full superhero pose, while our boy is left in the background wondering if he just accidentally triggered a boss fight.
Amane tries a stealthy approach, but he accidentally triggers Asumi's MMA Pro fight or flight response, resulting in a tactical superhero landing that defies several laws of physics. She's looking ready for a boss fight, while our boy is just standing there with a mental 404 error, wondering why his rom-com suddenly turned into a high-stakes action shonen. Seriously, Amane, you're lucky her reaction didn't involve sending your soul to the next volume via a roundhouse kick.
Amane and Asumi decide to keep their romance on the down low to avoid the local gossip squad, who are currently losing their collective minds over this vertical anomaly. They're trying to act natural, but the physics of their height difference turn a simple walk into a series of accidental shoulder checks to Amane's forehead. Honestly, they're failing the just friends vibe so hard, it's a miracle they haven't triggered a seismic event with all these awkward bumps. Look at our boy. He's one more accidental collision away from being leveled by the girl of his dreams.
Amane tries for a cheeky tag-your-it nudge, but bumping into a human skyscraper has the same energy as walking into a moving freight train. Look at that hang time. He bounces off her back with enough force to suggest her backpack is filled with lead weights and regret. He hits the pavement with a cinematic gahak, while Asumi stands there looking horrified that her mere existence just sent her boyfriend on a one-way trip to the sidewalk.
Asumi tries to rescue her short king from the pavement, but gravity and her skyscraper momentum conspire to turn a helping hand into a full-blown tactical tackle. One wah later, and they've landed in the legendary accidental pinning pose, leaving Amane's brain to blue screen while staring up at a very pretty, very blushing human roof. Honestly, buddy, if you're gonna get leveled by your kaiju-sized crush, this is definitely the peak way to go.
Amane hits us with a smooth gotcha, while his internal organs are likely still rearranging themselves from that tactical tackle. Instead of calling an ambulance for the human sidewalk pancake, the background NPCs are busy hallucinating a giant fluffy dog, because apparently Asumi's clumsy titan energy is just that wholesome. Look at those three squealing in the corner. They're officially shipping this vertical car crash harder than the fans in the comment section. Our vertical anomaly couple retreats to a conveniently empty park, because apparently surviving a sidewalk tackle requires a secret base and some high-stakes math homework. Amane decides to pull the legendary pretending to sleep move. Honestly, buddy, we can see your internal monologue vibrating from 3 panels away. Asumi just hits him with a "I know you're faking it" smile, proving once again that she's the only one in this relationship with a functioning brain cell. She's officially on to his short king shenanigans. But hey, if pretending to be unconscious is what it takes to get some quality gazebo time, who are we to judge? Amane is currently pulling the fake sleep gambit, committing to the bit with the intensity of a method actor who clearly forgot his lines. Asumi is hovering over him like a very pretty, very concerned skyscraper, whispering his name with enough ASMR energy to make a professional YouTuber jealous. Instead of actually waking up, our boy admits it feels too good to stop and decides to milk the moment, proving his thirst for hearing his name on loop is far stronger than his actual desire for an education. Amane is still milking the fake sleep trope, while Asumi hovers over him like a benevolent, humming skyscraper. She's literally bunning into his personal bubble with enough blush to power a small city, completely unaware that our boy is internally short-circuiting. He finally croaks and wakes up, hitting her with a smug look that basically asks if she really thought a human lighthouse buzzing in his ear wouldn't blow his cover. Amane finally breaks character and starts cackling like a maniac, proving that his dedication to the fake sleep bit was only surpassed by his desire to troll his skyscraper girlfriend. Asumi realizes she's been caught in a 4K simp moment, and her default response is to literally square up, because nothing says "I'm embarrassed" like threatening your boyfriend with a professional MMA fighting stance. But look at that blushing close-up. Amane's brain is officially melting again, as he realizes that even when she's ready to roundhouse kick him into next Tuesday, she's still way too cute for his own good.
Tired of being the damsel in this vertical relationship, Amane decides to reclaim his masculinity by issuing a handhold request with the intensity of a high-stakes police interrogation. Look at that focused glare. He's putting more effort into reaching for her hand than most people put into their taxes, while poor Asumi is busy having a total mental meltdown in the corner. She's officially short-circuiting over hand, as if he just offered her $1 million instead of basic physical contact, proving that for these two, a simple walk home is basically a high-level boss raid on their hearts.
Amane decides hand-holding is way too basic and pivots to challenging his skyscraper girlfriend to a literal duel, because nothing says romance like treating a date like a high-stakes boss fight. Look at that intense glare. He's one panel away from drawing a Yu-Gi-Oh card, leaving Asumi so baffled she just stammers out a "sure" while her brain completely reboots. They retreat to the park gazebo for their all-or-nothing showdown, proving that for our boy, even a simple touch requires the dramatic intensity of a shonen anime finale. Welcome to the thumb-rustling Olympics, where Amane is treating a simple game of gotcha with the dramatic intensity of a high-stakes shonen finale. He's shocked to find their hands are actually the same size, giving him the temporary delusion that he might actually win against a girl who's basically a walking tactical nuke. Look at that focused glare. Our boy is internally apologizing for his impending victory, while Obenata just sits there blushing, probably wondering why her boyfriend is treating physical contact like a competitive boss raid.
Amane finally secures the win in the Thumb Wrestling World Championships, pinning Asumi's thumb with the intensity of a man catching a legendary Pokemon. But instead of escaping, our skyscraper queen is busy having a total internal meltdown over the manly sight of Amane's vascular forearms. Seriously, look at her face. She's gone from MMA pro to puddle of blush just because his veins decided to show up for work today. Congrats, buddy. You've officially weaponized basic biology to defeat the human lighthouse.
Amane is celebrating like he just won the World Cup, while Asumi politely accepts defeat after their high-stakes 10-point thumb battle. Our boy immediately pivots to some C-tier mansplaining, claiming the match wasn't fair because she's a girl. Buddy, she's a literal MMA weapon who could fold you like laundry, but sure, let's protect that ego. He struts home with his tiny pride intact, blissfully unaware that Asumi's nerve-wracking experience was actually just a total blush fest over his vascular forearms. Honestly, look at those backpacks. They're carrying enough weight to give a normal person scoliosis, but these two are too busy basking in the glow of a successful, not a date, to notice. Back on the meetup grind, Amane is busy doing his best cool guy on a phone impression while waiting for his personal human lighthouse to arrive. Just look at that shadow looming over him. Honestly, it looks more like a boss fight intro or a solar eclipse than a romantic greeting. He hits us with the "I like my girlfriend the way she is" monologue, which is a real noble sentiment when your eye level is currently calibrated for her waistline. Amane is currently suppressing a laughing fit that looks like he's having a mild stroke because he's decided to gaslight his skyscraper girlfriend with some grade A pheromone pseudoscience. He's out here with diagrams of ants and mice, deadpanning that he has special human abilities to track her scent like a bloodhound on a budget. Look at those sparkles. Asumi is officially buying this pheromone nonsense hook, line, and sinker, treating him like a literal X-Men recruit while he's one panel away from losing his mind at her sheer gullibility. Amane finally pulls the rug out, admitting his superhuman tracking was a total sham, leaving poor, gullible Asumi looking like she just lost a game of 3-card Monte. She hits him with a classic idiot, and tries to storm off, forcing our boy into a desperate mid-street apology tour that's one step away from a full-blown dojeza. Just look at that face. She's trying to stay mad, but her blush is glowing like a radioactive cherry, proving she's already a total sucker for her trolling short king.
Amane finally stops the trolling and goes for the handhold of destiny, reaching out like he's trying to defuse a bomb without a manual. He drops the "should we walk home like this" line with enough blushing intensity to power a small city, while our skyscraper queen hits him with a "sure" that's basically a victory lop for short kings everywhere. Honestly, their faces are so red, they're officially human stublights. At this rate, they'll reach the front door just in time for their hearts to actually explode from a sugar overdose. Look, walking home hand in hand sounds romantic until you realize Amane has to reach for her palm like he's trying to grab a cereal box off the top shelf. Our boy finally loses his cool over the ergonomic nightmare, grabbing her hand with enough squeeze energy to prove that vertical challenges won't stop his romantic momentum. He struts off into the sunset with his human lighthouse, officially declaring his love for his big and cute girlfriend, while his shoulder joint likely prays for a sudden growth spurt. Honestly, talk about a short king securing the high altitude win.